Printers a Gold Award 91. And a challenge, thank you Tony Hewitt, on 95. Being in the gold range, you can always do that. Tony, there's a 94, 91, 87 and an 86 for you.
Okay. I don't even think I have to mention, looking at my panel of fellow judges, the quality of this image is pretty much about as good as it could possibly get. What I do like about the presentation or the printing technique is every section of that image has been deliberately designed in the way it's been presented to us to suit the mood and the emotion that the author was hopefully trying to capture from this moment. This could be a straight shot, it may not. I don't really care. I'm assuming it is. I've seen that particular scene. I'd love to have caught it half as good as this. The softness and the subtlety in the sort of rolling curves of the rocks shows us that at night time, or I get this emotional response that at night time it is about the quiet, it is about that serene feeling. The absolutely gorgeous texture in that water and the absolutely brilliantly held whites, the highlights, just that glistening water. We can sense the water is still doing its thing, and it's like this subdued moment in the middle of the night waiting for the next day when those rocks will then again achieve their grandeur. The moon, which I'm assuming it's the moon obviously, is just showing enough light, and even on the right hand side of that rock. So I went gold, and then as I looked I was just so enjoying this, and at first I didn't have a reason, and that's why I gave it gold distinction. There wasn't the obvious, oh I love the way they've done this, I love this texture, I love the cropping. It was just, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I would put this on my wall that size, I would put this on my wall at 1.5 metres square. It is awesome. And I usually have a lot of technical points of why I love an image. This is emotional for me, this particular image. The soft, subtle satin blacks, the brilliantly held whites, and that design element of the moon with the ring. I mean, everything about it screams excellence in all areas. So for that reason, I just went straight to 95, and I ask you to consider the same.
Let's hear from David on 86.
Yeah, look, I'm coming up to gold. I guess when I first looked at
Closer mic, please, David. Thank you.
I need one of those things again. I guess when I first looked at it, I felt that the lack of black, and it looked just a little flat. But the longer I look at it, I'm thinking, no, it doesn't need the blacks anymore. Yep, no, I'm coming up to gold. I don't want to say anything negative. I agree with everything you said, Tone. So. Yeah.
Ian's got the mic in his hand ready to go.
Yes, I am. I'm glad Tony's called me out on this. I'm on 94, and I think Tony's underscored it, to be perfectly honest. I hesitated and then jumped in. There are a couple of new things that I'm interested in. One is the square crop. This is as good an example of a landscape within a square crop. It's the crop that makes it so tight. The blacks, I'm sorry, there are many shades of of black, and this has got a lot of them, a heck of a lot of them. I'm going to go to 95, maybe even 96.
Tony, your right of reply?
Yeah, look, the more I look at this, the more I see design elements that are so sublimely infused in this image. You know, your top left to bottom right, you cut through that positioning of the moon and it takes you straight down the diagonal of the rock, strong, powerful. You come the other way from the bottom left and it's this soft subtleties that just lead you up into that muted blacks. In terms of the blacks, David, and I know you can see this now, but in that water there is pure white almost and pure black, and yet it doesn't look like there's no detail in the blacks. It doesn't look like whites that are blown out. There was a 0.1% reason why I wouldn't have gone higher at this point, although, you know, I can't anyway. But I was just looking at it thinking, this could be a painting, and yet I know it's a photograph. Now, often we look at photographs that have been worked and we think, gosh, it's almost not photography, it's more painting. I look at this, I have no question when I look at it, it's a photograph, and yet I could see this being presented by an artist and be equally awarded. So for me, it's exhibited the excellence in every single area, and I've enjoyed it to the point that it's deserved of 95 at least.
Okay, we're holding a 91 at the moment. Tony hangs on to his 95. Everyone else may rescore, please. We have a unanimous gold distinction at 96. Excellent work, judges. That's a bit exciting. And this was planned already, but I'm going to do a judge change. Tony Hewitt would love a print swap with this one if the author is listening. See Tony if you're here. Otherwise, look him up online and contact him if they want anything he's got, if he's got anything worthwhile. For the next day and a bit, current professional photographer of the year. Let's do a judge change. Thank you, Nuran, and thank you, David. I'll bring in Angie and Greg Hocking. Angie Clements.